What in the world did you do to me?
In terms of the game's storyline, it's set in the year 2080 in Tokyo. It's more of a science fiction backdrop, but it's very sort of a near future theme, and one of the themes that we're exploring in the game, in the storyline, is basically a drama that occurs between robots versus humans. But it's not like your typical sort of robots versus humans type story.
Just another step in the evolutionary chain.
So the player takes the part of an American soldier named Dan, who, since the story is set in the future, the mission or the goals of the objectives of the military in the future is a little different, but essentially he's a soldier who's been sent in to infiltrate Japan to discover what has been going on with robots that are being produced in Japan. There are basically two main elements that we're bringing into the third-person action shooter. One is more of a technological-driven feature, which is voice recognition. So that's a feature and system that we're really maximizing in the game, in Binary Domain. And the other one is one of the things that the team is really able to do well is to tell a human drama, a story between, basically the ability to tell compelling stories.
Drop your weapon. This is your first warning.
It's kind of a system where the player can interact with it at any time. And you can issue commands, your normal commands like attack enemies or say to cover the player. But in addition to that, you can engage in different types of conversation with your squad members. And by doing that, you can actually increase the level of trust between your player character, and the squad members. And based on that trust, on the level of trust, that'll actually have ramifications of when you're in actual battle. Based on trust, the trust level, your support characters may come to your aid or maybe refuse, or may do something or may not do something. So that's a very strategic element that the player can really get deep into and to enjoy while they're playing the game.
Fire! Not gonna happen!
Negative!
So basically you can select from 5 squad members, and based on the mission, you can choose which of the members that you think will be the most appropriate for the battle situation, and so you can basically figure out your strategy based on the strengths and weaknesses of each of the characters.
Gotcha, bro!
The one main concept that we're exploring in Binary Domain is the concept of life. And all the components of the game, or the elements in the game, really support that. And what that means is that whether it's the sophisticated AI that we're bringing, whether it's the voice recognition system, all the game systems really support the concept of life. And in particular, the interactions between humans and robots. And when you think of these sorts of interactions in your typical science fiction fare, you think of maybe like iRobot or maybe even Terminator. But what we've done is we're bringing a different take on that, on this type of science fiction genre, and by including all these different gameplay elements, we think that we will surprise and delight all players that tried Binary Domain. One of the hallmarks of what the team has been able to accomplish is the high praise and the good response from our fans for the Yakuza or the Ryuga Gotoku series. And one of their core abilities is to tell these really compelling stories about people, about the human drama. And so we use that essentially as one of the studio branding. And obviously, one of the things that we need to do as a studio is to be able to make games that appeal to people outside Japan. So one of the things that we tried with Binary Domain is to make a game in the sort of third-person shooter genre. But at the same time, though, they wanted to sort of preserve the story component in the game. And one of the things that they did was to set the staging of the story, the stage of the story in Japan, in Tokyo.
Today just sucks!
As far as the multiplayer component in the game is concerned, the game, the maps, mobile maps in multiplayer is based on more or less like real-world environments. Of course, in the setting of the game, of course. But as far as like say co-op multiplayer features where player versus player type scenarios, we feel that we are bringing a really compelling set of scenarios and level maps in Binary Domain. Binary Domain will be released on Xbox 360 and PS3 in February 2012.
Our trust made us stronger. Our trust made us human.